Hello, everyone. Good afternoon from Tokyo. Today, I have a great pleasure to speak with Olivia. Olivia is based currently in Los Angeles, California, and she's a professional astrologist and also yoga instructor. And I'm very curious if you can share a little bit more about your background and how you became who are you today.
It was a long journey. Thank you for asking. I grew up in a small province town in Samara, Russia, and pretty much spent all my life, my childhood there. And I've been a pretty curious child, and I was passionate about dancing and drawing, and finished art school. So at the age of 21, it was my first major move, and I went to New York. And it was just a summer trip that I never thought will turn into our immigration, actually. So it was my great opportunity. I recognized the opportunity and I took it. And New York became my home and home base for like 10 years.
Mhm.
So in Russia, I graduated from university with a degree in interior design. But when I moved to New York, so all my life has changed, and I switched profession as well. I became a jewelry designer and gemologist. I studied gems. I was a diamond grader, designing wedding rings and wedding bands. So in that time, I get heavily involved into yoga movement, and it's become my hobby and passion. And eventually it evolved in me being a yoga instructor, but much later, 10 years later. So approximately same time, my hobby was as well as astrologer. And astrology was guiding me, navigating me, but I never took it seriously, to be honest with you, as a yoga and um, astrology was kind of a like side projects that I always been doing, helping my friends. I was curious, and I never thought that actually 10 years later it's going to become my profession, my passion, and way of life, I would say. So, and based on my previous life experiences, changing so many professions, I've been fitness trainer, nutritionist, gemologist, interior designer, all that background. It gave me a certain amount of data, meeting people, consulting, and different life experiences, of course, traveling to 30 countries and 30 states. All that helped me to be a better consultant and better yoga teacher, because I'm meeting people from all different backgrounds with the different stories, and I can relate to them.
So, what wakes up you in the morning? What is your passion?
What's my passion? Well, my passion is ocean. That's the reason why I moved to Los Angeles about 5, 6 months ago, right before the shutdown. And it was a conscious choice, and I did it specifically with the help of astrologer. It was the best move I ever did in my life. So living in a perfect place that helps you to bring your talents, make you feel good, and you feel like you belong here. That's what keeps me, alive. And basically, I can say that I have a straight schedule. I create schedule every day for myself. It's a clients, meeting new people, making new projects. But what I really like that I don't have weekdays or weekends anymore. So I work whenever I feel passion. I can work 12 hours, I can work 14, or I can just take weekend off or 2 days off and go to the ocean and travel in beautiful California. So that gives me all that energy and passion about what I do.
And Olivia, what changed when you realize, okay, this is not just my hobby, or I'm not just supporting my friends, and you realize this is actually something which I want to do. This is my life. This is who I am. So, what was that momentum, and how do you see this break, this pandemic actually affect the way how you are thinking, and how do you see yourself and your near future with your business?
Well, during pandemic, I realized one thing that uh, people has to become leaders, and I don't mean political leaders or any other representation, but actual regular people can become a leaders in yoga and coaching and personal training. They can affect their own little communities those small radius, or for example internationally, like we're doing right now. And this is the most a valuable lesson that I did, that I learned, that I become more accessible through online, through internet. And this is a big step up for everybody to be heard and to listen many other people, to meet people around the globe, because we in shutdown we experience confinement. We can no longer travel or move around that easily, and that gives us a platform for that freedom and exchange. And it's really creative time to become a leader, to show other people way, and it's new path for everybody. Same as the teachers and the new students. And I think it's a wake up call for everyone.
And Olivia, what is your system? What is your formula?
Yeah, most of the businesses become online, and I found clients, or clients find me usually through Instagram, Facebook closed groups, a lot of immigrants closed groups, which is my pretty common clients in those communities. Also, I create my Astro shop in Etsy, and it helps me to promote and show what I offer. And actually, when in May, it happened the first opening up the parks in Los Angeles. Me and my friends will start organizing women's circles, female energy empowerment gatherings about yoga, tantra, exchanging energies with like a small groups, whatever of course is possible in the parks. So yeah, and this has also helped other people to kind of step out a little bit out their comfort zone. And because gyms are closed, yoga studios are closed, so the parks become like a new thing, gathering together, exchanging energy, information, meeting new professionals, and people start meeting each other and exchange on that groups. So that was really helpful.
So what are your plans for maybe end of this year and in following years?
So currently we are creating short videos that can be very accessible in the Etsy shop. It's according to yoga, pranayama breathing, which is breathing techniques, 10-20 minutes video, very short, like yoga for busy people, that people can download and have accessible anytime in their place. And of course, it's they're going to be money accessible as well. It's not going to be pricey. It requires no commitment whatsoever. So it's the most flexible and, working for the people, basically. It's a great beneficial time. And basically, I didn't choose to be a leader. It's not like I proclaimed myself, but during that times, because I was a yoga teacher, many people reach out for me for help, how to manage their stress, how to do this, that, how to change from one career to another, unemployment, and all other fears. So loneliness, so all these things. And many people found answers in the yoga on my consultations about astrology, and I helped them to cope with it. So leadership, I don't mean like in a regular sense of leadership. It's more about I have a resourceful state, and I'm willing to provide it to other people, and I see how it benefits everyone, including myself.
Beautiful. So you decided to serve community, and they found obviously that you can serve them well. What is the best way to find more information about you? Is that your Instagram profile? Do you have any other social media or online presence? So how people can learn more about you, and if you can share a little bit more about that specific program, which I think you're going to launch in September.
Yeah, hopefully the program is going to launch in September. So currently we're working on those videos. So the main idea of this project is how to implement yoga and astrology in your everyday life, so that you can be more aware of what are you doing and why are you doing, how to cope with everything. So usually basically, how does it happen? We go to the session, we learn from somebody, and then a couple of days passing by and we forget what's happened. Or we go to a yoga session, we feel good, and next day we completely forgot what we learned. So in those videos, I specifically teach how implement those elements of your day-to-day life. So, and those instruments are going to stay with you. Those tools you're going to develop in your, emotional state and etc. It's applicable to everyday life. It's not just some like separate knowledge to our life. And that's where I've been main message during the shutdown. I'm very accessible in Instagram and Facebook. And like I said, mentioned before, I created new Etsy shop, which is astrology based. So it's going to be Etsy shop that's dedicated to yoga with the short videos and with the full descriptions, with the video, always accessible. People can write me a message, ask about details before they buy anything. So I want to make sure that they buy exactly what they need, not more, not less. Mm-hmm. And I'm always open to dialogue.
And is that program open for both genders, for any part of the world? How is that going to be? It's online. I suppose it's an online event, so people can join from any part of the world, or is it just maybe?
It will be international for any gender, for any race, anything. It's absolutely universal. Mm-hmm. Pretty much for everyone. I don't want to target any specific group. I want to be, pretty universal, and everybody can learn whatever they need. They're going to take it from there.
Can you just share a little bit more about the astrology, where that passion is coming from?
Yeah, okay, I understand. So yeah, my main goal right now is to clarify about astrology, because unfortunately it's become only like a magazine type. Mm-hmm. When you read something in a magazine, something very shallow knowledge, and then people say, no, it's not working. So my approach is, I have also classes online in astrology, teach people how to apply in your day-to-day life. If you're a coach, personal trainer, if you're a medical professional, or if you decided to just grow a garden in your backyard, how to apply, for example, cycles to benefit your garden or your well-being. So all these little things, again, very practical. You can start using them immediately and be more aware and conscious of your choices. So all astrology is based on the cycles of the planets and our perception from the Earth and them. So, and of course, every cycle, it kind of repeats itself as our life as well. So it's kind of like a vortex that we're creating. And even if you look back through the history, we can align certain things that keep happening to us as a society, as a government, how we evolved. And those principles are pretty much reflected in astrology and their data, which is I accumulate and learn, but I'm applying that in a more personal way. More because it's the different types of astrology, medical, mundane, predictive, and etc. I'm more dealing with the people one-to-one or small groups, so they can apply in their personal life, make self-improvement, if they want to improve their love life, maybe, answer questions about career or make better life choices, basically.
Okay, and my last question is, so you heard that inner voice, okay, let's move to Los Angeles just before the lockdown. So what will be your big next move? How do you see maybe next 6 months, and how do you, you're helping other people, you're serving other people, so how do you keep yourself healthy and how you re-energize yourself? So, and how do you see like maybe from astrology point of view, next 6 months or maybe next 1 year from your personal point of view, and maybe if you can share something with our community, why not?
Okay, so about the move, it was my conscious choice to settle down in Los Angeles, and I've been planning it for about a year, and I'm planning to make Los Angeles my home base, and I'm not planning to move anytime in next decade.
But it was last minute call, obviously, like you just, yeah.
I planned everything accordingly. I had no idea that shutdown going to happen. So it just happened the perfect timing that I, did everything the months before the shutdown. So it was a perfect timing for me. I knew it's going to be big change.
Olivia, that's a kind of social proof that when is the time to move or whatsoever.
So yeah, I knew that the change is going to be in the government and political level, in economy level. Me and my colleagues astrologers talked about it back in the May 2019, and we were like looking at that. Of course, nobody knew how it's going to happen exactly. So the virus becomes a trigger to those events. But the main restructure is economy and politics. So I was preparing as far as I could, as much as I could. And yeah, so my move was timed perfectly. And again, it was my conscious choice why I chose Los Angeles. According to my things and what I want to work and develop, it's a perfect place for me to do consultation work, to be based here and help other people. And speaking of like what helped me the most to stay energized, like I said, it's a beautiful ocean, like I'm living on vacation. I like just driving and enjoying beautiful scenery. Again, all this exchange and meeting new people and energy, yeah, and working online, it's a very new thing for me, and it's actually very exciting. And I don't have an urge anymore to travel anywhere except the California state because I'm pretty feel content. That's what I've been searching for past decade. I feel content here, and I don't have an urge to go or run or escape the place. So I feel in my place finally, and that's why from that resourceful state, I can more benefit society and people, and that's how it helped me, and I'm willing to share it with other people. But I have other hobbies as well, just do for fun, like dancing, singing, fitness, and many other activities. So
Sounds great. Olivia, thank you so much for sharing your story, and I'm very glad that you are part of our community, and we are all looking forward to see your progress. Let us know more about your launch in September, and whenever you are inspired with the ocean, with the park, whatever you are doing, please be free to share in a community, because some people who are maybe not on such a beautiful place as you are, they might be inspired from your work. Thank you.
with a pleasure.